depression and loneliness. How do we deal with it? Today I'm going to share with you 2 coping skills that will help you deal with depression and loneliness in the moment so you can make it through the day to feeling better. But stick with me to the end because I'm going to share with you my 5 favorite modalities to actually help you change the way your brain is wired so that you can start to heal at the root cause. First, let's look at this coping level. One of the things that is really helpful when we're dealing with something like depression or loneliness is getting a boost of oxytocin. Oxytocin is the brain chemical that is the love chemical. So in order to get this in a natural way in our everyday life, you can do things like play with a pet, or you can hug or touch another person, with their permission, of course. Or you can give to others, things like compliments, gifts, and acts of service. It's been shown that when we give to others, we actually receive that oxytocin boost from our brain into our body's nervous system that will help create that feeling of love in our bodies. So if you are feeling something like a depression or a loneliness, do yourself a favor and give yourself that love chemical in a very natural and easy way. Next would be a boost of serotonin. So serotonin is the brain chemical that is the mood chemical. With this, to enact it in our everyday lives, we can do something like meditate or pray, especially practicing something like affirmative prayer or meditating on what you want to create. It will create that higher vibration and that upping of our mood very naturally. Or you could try a physical activity. Maybe you are a person who likes to do exercise and you can go for a run, or you can put on some music and dance it out. Maybe you want to swim. Another good way is to just be out in nature, feel your feet on the ground, feel the vibes of Mother Earth coming through your feet all the way up your body. Notice the light coming through the trees. Think of the things that you love to do and take some time for yourself to do those. Make yourself a priority in those moments and allow yourself to start feeling better now. I want to do more than just help you cope with these things that are coming up, the depression, the loneliness, all of these things. There are actually many modalities available to us to help us go beyond coping and into healing. That means changing the way the brain is wired so that less coping is required. So instead of feel the fear and do it anyway, or this idea of these triggers are coming up and I need to cope with them in the moment, if we can actually heal the root cause, we will have to do less coping and we'll just start to feel better naturally. It's important to note that most people won't want to heal because they think it's going to be painful. But truth be told, it's actually harder and more painful to stay in this trauma response and trying to cope on a regular basis. It takes a lot of energy and it doesn't feel good. So imagine if you could take the time to heal that original trauma, even if you think it's going to be hard, even if you think it's going to be painful. There are so many modalities and so many professionals out there that can make it easier on you than you even ever thought possible. What does it look like to heal on a deeper level? First off, I want to encourage you to find a professional who is trauma informed. That way they can help you heal from the root cause and not just the symptoms. Trauma informed means they have an extra understanding of how the mind-body works, that connection that will actually heal that originating trauma so that when you move forward in your life, you have less symptoms that are needing to be coped with. Being trauma-informed means they know that the ultimate goal for your healing journey is to change the belief system that was created in the past, in those early childhood years, which is now being triggered and showing up as something like depression or loneliness. So I promised you some healing modalities that will help you heal the root cause, and here are my top 5 favorites. The first one, if you've been watching this channel, you probably know, it's EFT, which stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques, also known as tapping. What it is a really fast and gentle way to discharge the emotional stress as it's coming up. It can also help in the long-term healing by helping with traumatic memories and all those negative thoughts and beliefs that were created back in those traumatic moments. It uses finger tapping on traditional Chinese acupuncture points while you're focusing on a specific issue in order to turn down that response from the amygdala and its perceived threat. So if you've ever been to an acupuncture office, you've probably seen pictures on the wall or the little head of a mannequin where there's all these lines going through the body and there's all these dots on it. Those are the energy meridians where the emotions are stored in the body. So EFT is something, it's one of my favorite modalities to use because you can use it at home on your own as a coping mechanism, or you can use it with somebody who is a trained professional and they'll help you go deeper. Next is EMDR. It's short for eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. What this does, it allows people to heal from their emotional distress and their symptoms resulting from, again, those past traumas by using back and forth eye movements, a series of tapping, and sounds. So it's very similar to EFT and it's incredibly helpful. Both EFT and EMDR have a very good efficacy rate, which means people who are utilizing these therapies or these modalities, their symptoms are going away and they're finding that they're not coming back and they're actually able to change that belief system, which is carrying them forward into a happier life. My third favorite modality is somatic therapy. This is all based on the idea that traumas that happen to us early on in our life, or even now, are not stored in just our mind, but also in our body. Dr. Bessel van der Kolk wrote this amazing book called The Body Keeps the Score. And it's the idea that when something traumatic happens, we hold onto it in our body. And so it's living in our system right now. So by focusing on both the physical sensations in your body and the focus of your problems, that very specific challenge that's coming up for you, you can start to release or discharge that trauma and the belief that was created so that you can make room for healing and growth. Fourth, hypnosis. This is probably one that you're more familiar with. It's a little bit more common. And it just means going into a trance-like state or a sleep-like state where you're more open to creating a new belief system. So working with someone that can take you back into those beliefs, take you back into those moments, help you figure out what you want to let go of, and then create a new system that will become part of your background, that voice that's chirping in the back of your mind that's going to be giving you those new ideas, those new beliefs that make you believe, I can do this, I am lovable, I am all these great things. And number 5, my most favorite, is called matrix reimprinting. What I love about it is it actually utilizes pieces from multiple modalities, including EFT, somatic therapies, timeline therapies, and so much more. The idea is you get to revisit that younger version of you that experienced the trauma. They call this original version of you an echo. ECHO stands for Energetic Consciousness Hologram. So the idea is that this echo is living in your present moment right now as if the trauma was still happening to you. So what you do is you, as your adult self, you get to go back to that younger version of you that experienced the trauma in the first place in order to discover 2 things. What is the mistaken belief that you made about yourself in that moment? And what is that mistaken belief that you made about the world around you? The reason that we do this is so that we can release that mistaken belief, give all the resources to that younger self, and then replace it with a new belief. When you put in all these different modalities and you're including brain chemicals that are making you feel loved and supported and safe, it's very easy for the body to create a new belief system where the mind and the body are working together. The mind and the body are believing this new belief system. So if you say, I am lovable, the back voice in your head says, yeah, that's right. Or if you have the belief of, I am strong, yeah, that's right. We want these belief systems to show up in our lives as an inner cheerleader that keeps us going and keeps us growing. So the more that we can heal from those past traumas, the more that we can create this healing for ourselves, the less coping we have to do in the everyday moment. Always, always, always with the goal to change the belief system. I hope this has been helpful for you. I absolutely love these healing modalities, and this is only 5 of hundreds that are available to you. So if one of these resonates with you, find out more. I'll leave links in the description below. If you have a modality that you have used that you love, that has helped you transform your belief systems and your present moment, I'd love to hear that as well. So leave me a comment, let's chat, and head on over to our next video, which is how to overcome stress and depression in life. See you there. Bye.